We give you the glory and honor of the grace and mercy. Lord, seeing we are gathered in this hall to have a meeting to deliberate on our environment and issues. Oh God, I pray that you will be with us as we begin. Let your will be done in this meeting. For this is our humble prayer. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
The Deputy County Commissioner, the Bishop Henry, all protocols of staff, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We okay? Have we had breakfast?
Yes.
I was saying no. Are we okay?
Yes.
All of us are good, right? Sound. I would like to set the mood for the day. I like to first understand that everyone must come here, understands why we are here, all of us, right? First, before I do that, my name is Steve Mohani, that's my official name. And I have a nickname, that's Sosoro the actor. For those who have watched the Lucy concert, you've seen me act. And basically, I pretend for a living. I pretend to earn a living. But today I'm not pretending. Because the issue we are talking about today, we cannot pretend about it. It's real life. And as I pretend for a living, we cannot pretend to live. We cannot pretend to coexist with our environment. It's our business, and we have to do something about it every single day. I'm waiting for Kisii TV to give us a signal that they are.
Na gusogere omwanchwa omorigere bigeta seni Kisii TV obwansu bomugusi ni gotore ayemo asemo orwa ase hoteli ya Royal Divonio hotel ase ensemo ya Mugonga ase tubwate omoroberio omonene kigimo kwene kinga tonyeka okwanera igoro anene yogo chenjia kwa alire nengana kerokende yana liko bigokwanerwa asigeta seni gitu Kisii TV na babwatani awali bakwenekia buna anene ogonjuri kwelire kwanyaka bagogo kwanerwa ase obwango iga nomoroberio oyo nyale ko bagogo chaka chida ikachinga nyale chigoba chigo etana bigongo gotera ore eyemo ase yemo kuruga iga ine tunyara ko bato kwenekia ngana yike okenda nyale ko ba kwenekia ngalire nyale ko bari gonjuria kiga ase omoyega oyo abo bisa akuru ase chinsemo achi county banyale ko bagocha abayishimiwa aba MC abo banyale ko bagokira no indo kwenekia banyale ko bagokonera ensemo iye kuisa kuligeli gantore na oyomo Watani anene vya ekeombe ekekeliko mwa Kenya Slums Youth Development Organization uyo boigo kunyara kwa kora omukutano uyo gweli tukolia lero gasende onsi asoro mwanju muligeria nyara kwa bwe kanyaga bu asetivi ya gweli na muku watia anene umujiga uyo eyemo ase mu mheshimiwa mangondi timanyetie kirorigeti ya asetivi to asedeke yemuiga kona kali nyara kwa kwali kali mwanju wa umuligeria tutaseni kana anene nyara kwa botoera na raia kwa kwa asetivi
Mbia mono asengencho yoko ngarika rero tuchukwanira amangana y'ukikwelire na mono amangana tokota y'ukikurusi amariko ayahutumeka amariko kumanye kwa abantu kibitumeka chiko ngara abantu kwa rero iga tomerana erinde abana inchi baje kuwa maoni yabo ngani ninki etakireko erinde project yenyako bage kuwanira omuntu yerengete
Kibanyeti gosekero kende omuntu muligeli olegari isipo wekera omwere buri tukolia lero ngerekera nyara kwa bagawo esome kubatekana anene no muyeke buri tukolia
cyabo twesomya nabeyemo nengelinga kikigole gachiwe nyara kwa kigolwe nsemo kito kuwansera na abantu mbaro babo kwa bantu batigera kusingoza bago cha kwa hiyo igento kengelina ki na kigonzo bago cha kwa hiyo ile na baro mu program ya kwa
Kende boy goli lyo mwere kigimeli nyara kwa to chaka omukutano benne nindo chenga omukutano igo nyara kwa kwariga ni wa ase esa county ya Bomachoge church na boy gobora kutimanye tigo sekero kendo mu jumuligeria uyole chinsemo a me county ya Kisii ya county ya Kisii chisemo nyamira kende anyara kwa baga kwariga ni wanera se inchira bene mero benera mu begete ndo kweneke mwanyara kwa mu wikira chisemo chinde chons
ndiye mono project ya leo kwa kesi tangani ego chikwa Bomachoge church asekintu kikikokikorera ekiremero bibere nesana kirwero bibere nesana ego tukororekananga nabo ikintu kirabazoswa umashobora nakirwa twalingete cyembe cyabo umashobora nabarwa kumutano ekere twakorera fesi yetangani ko tusadore fesi ya kabere ego twatwara kitiko steam ekiri ku kitiko ekiri ku steam ekiri gikorwa ku kisaka ucyabana mchagura ubasi asabira
Biemano kegima inyora boigo mwantu bulike na kunyara kwa bogo kubwatia anene omoigo yegwetera ase chinjira chito cha social media gwetera ase nsemo ya Facebook Ndize TV News Digital na boigo gwetera ase YouTube Ndize TV News omanyega ojakire isaransa linde naye unyara kwa bogo gwesemya ase nchira ya beno mheshimiwa karibu sana bono libagane lyago ligelie kamera kegima ikisana kwa batu chaka omukutano bene
yemo we will change the language. So, previously, I want to take this opportunity to thank each one of you, beginning from honorable members. I can see in this house, we have the MCA for Board Honorable Sana Mumo Kabadis, Secretary of Mheshimiwa Asinande mkutano yo tubate Honorable Beatrice MCA Wongorogora. Karibu sana. In this meeting tunafurahia kuwa na mwenzetu Deputy County Commissioner na wale wote wanafanya kazi na wao wameketi kwa kila mahali. Our DCC Deputy County Commissioner Ngara, just welcome. Thank you so much. And the rest of you, I want to say in brief, thank you so much for attending this meeting. And as I said, I want to do a quick introduction, just to tell you the categories of the people who came to this meeting. Category number one is elected leaders. The member of parliament, Omachoge Church, was invited. I don't know what he has said as representative, but he's allowed the meeting. Very important when we have meetings or when we have kind of interventions that are affecting areas where we have MPs that they get invited. He's aware and spoken to him. I'm sure he's planning something about it. Then number two, elected MCS and nominated MCS. All of them for Wumbachoge Gorabu and Wumbachoge Chari were invited. Wumbachoge Gorabu and Wokimoke. Those two wards convinced that they will be partakers of this program. And so when we will start doing the second phase of the program, we will have the same meeting where all the stakeholders of Wumbachoge Gorabu will be invited. And I'm thinking that if everything goes well, in 1.5 years, we will have completed the first phase of distribution, we will proceed with the second phase of distribution. We want to know your thoughts about the project. Yes, we want to help you come out of your no more 3 stones. But what is your thought about it? The good things that we have tested, the good stuff we are doing, and it's specifically for this project. Circle Limited, they are seated here. This is the company that will do the production of the good stuff. So if you have any questions to them, they will do their presentations. Our presentations are going to be short. It is all of us that can make it possible. So that's why they are here, and we are going to have a different local stakeholders meeting that is going to discuss issues forestry. So today we are already discussing cook stuff. Now, out of that, we move to the next category. We have the county government. We invited 2 levels. We have the Kisii County Assembly, where they have the MCS, and we have the county officials. Thank you very much. So we invited from the minister, the director, the officers working within the ministry, and we also send a letter to the governor. He's also aware that this meeting is happening. It's important that we specify this so that it doesn't look like it's something we're doing on our own. Now, the third category of people that we invited are called the County Climate Change Committee members. That 21, we invited all of them, because one of the things we are trying to avoid is to have discrimination in this project. It's not an individual project. This is a project of the county and the national government of Kenya. Before climate change intervention started, there were NGOs that came together, including the United Nations, GIZ, UKAID, USA, others. So we have to invite them and they be aware that this kind of project is being implemented in this area in Kisii County. I want to start with the presentation. Once we are done with the presentations, along the way when you are tired, we can be doing introductions. So let's use this time that we are strong to listen. So Edward, if you can open the Kesydo presentation, I'll take you through very fast. So the Kesydo Cookstop project will be implemented in Bomachoge Chache County, sub-county, sorry. So basically, the cookstop we are using is called in-root cookstop. It has two elements. What will be the determinant of a house that will be given? One, it must be a household where food is cooked 3 times in a day. Number 2, at least we have between 3 to 10 members of the household. Hatuwezi tukakupea peke yako kama unaishi solo, so probably you can give to a parent. Then, but there is solid evidence that cooking with clean cookstove and fuels improve. One of the, if you can check around, the reason I don't want to dive into this, we have 4 partners in the room, and one is talking about the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. And one of the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN that we're fulfilling through this project is health and well-being. That is Sustainable Development Goal number 3. Another Sustainable Development Goal that we are achieving through this project is Sustainable Development Goal number 1, which talks about no poverty. Because this project is going to provide employment, and as I want to summarize, because this is part of what you're interested in, it will provide directly 12 job opportunities. Indirectly, it's going to provide more than 1,000 employment opportunities, because we are going to engage women groups to monitor the usage of the bookstops. So this bookstop project, the kind of bookstop we are using is called Jiko Kisasa. And it's going to be for this specific project. Can you go to the next slide? So, what are some of the key performance indicators for the organization once it starts implementing the project? Number 1 is clean cookstoves, sold, adopted, and used. This is one that will ensure that within 1.5 years, which beginning from May, latest, it can begin even April, but beginning from May, 1.5 years we will have completed the distribution of those 25,000 cookstoves. One of the things that I say, saving lives, that's why I talked about health and well-being. One of the challenges when we did our first, it's called preliminary pilot, there's a lot of smoke that comes out of the kitchen when you use the 3 stones, because their main space is open, and so combustion does not completely happen. Yani kuni as-chomeki kabisa. So another thing is improvement of livelihood. In many ways, I talked about if you engage women, at the end of the day, when they take care of that, there is money that is provided the women groups for monitoring the resource. They can use that money to buy vegetables, they can buy clothes, they can pay school fees, and many other things. Is that clear? It's also information to take home. Empowering women, I think this is clear, we talked about it, that this project basically is going to engage women, because women are the ones who are engaged in cooking. And because they are engaged in cooking, we will not just use them to collect information, but we will also make sure that the benefits directly from the project. Number 2, we are going to work hard and ensure that the number of women employed are equal to the number of men in the project. this is what we want to achieve, not only in Kisii County, this is what we want to achieve in the whole country of Kenya. As an organization, we have signed public-private partnership with 5 counties currently. We have signed with Nyamira, we have signed a public-private partnership with West Pokot, we have signed a public-private partnership with Laikipia County, we have signed a public-private partnership with Nairobi County, and we have signed a public-private partnership with Makueni County. In the pipeline are Homa Bay, Migori, Kisumu, Siaya, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, which one have I left? So there is what we call the Great Lakes region. We've selected 17 counties where we are developing a project that is going to provide foodstuffs to 1 million households. And that's in the pipeline. It's at the level of getting a financial. So this is under development, and this will be completed. I know whenever you're sitting, you are asking yourself, this looks good. Yes, it looks good. That's such a kind of project of 1 million cookstoves will employ 17 managers directly. So if you talk about the other staff, there will be around 300. And then another high impact is health. We spoke about the well-being, health and well-being. And I've also spoken about the amount of smoke. The smoke in the kitchen causes quite a number of ailments. One of them is the respiratory tract infections. We have irritation of the skin, burns coming from cooking in the kitchen. We have irritation of the eye. If you see most of the women who cook in kitchen, sometimes they come out of kitchen with tears on their eyes, not because somebody has messed up with them. It's because of smoke. Another challenge is business. What happens? It's the business. So imagine if you use that food stove, all of this will be eliminated. And so you are improving the health of the population. Poverty reduction. When you provide 12 job opportunities, and I know this is good news for Mheshimiwa, because he wants the number of unemployed young people to be reduced, that is very positive. And this is the truth about the project, it is localized. The people to be employed are within the business, the project location. And we are prioritizing wale wamemaliza vibali. Sio pesa kidogo wanalipwa, ni pesa nzuri. Let me confirm, it's good money a day. So, these are the high level. I don't want to dive into this, but all of us can take a picture of this. You will read through. If I want to take you through this, it will take the whole day. You can see there's 7 Millennium Development Goals that are being addressed by the project. One of them is health and well-being, climate action. This is life on land. When you reduce the amount of trees being cut, then it means that you are promoting life on land. Partnership for goals, and this is gender equality. This is affordable and clean energy. And finally, this is decent work. So these are the next slide. And see Paul is telling me that the next team is ready. These are activities that are going to be undertaken. Like if you talk about activities number 1, mapping of players, this is what we've done. We map players who are important in this project. Apart from that, I want you to know this. The cookstoves are not completely free, because free things are dangerous. It's not that we will not give them free, but the donor say if you give people free, they will not take responsibility. So each cookstove will be given at 150 Kenyan shillings. It's just 150 shillings. The last project I developed for Narok County, they were giving 350 Kenyan shillings. The one we developed in Tarakaniti, they were giving 500 shillings. So Kisii should be the first county to have received this project at a very low rate because I was involved and this is all. And then I also understand that if it gets above that, it can start bringing in politics. So it's 150, you take that vote. After 5 years renewal, it will be 75 shillings. Tunakubaliana? Hiyo mambo mpeleke na iwe sawa, so that when it comes to the material day, when we providing the bookstores, it becomes easier. And you know what this information iko na nyinyi na wanasiasa wanajua inasaidia, si ndio? Then let's go to the last slide. I think we are done. The same thing. Next. Thank you. So this is who Kenya Slab. Of course, I've not told you the other activities we are doing. Like now we have the ministerial hygiene management within board the reward, which Miwa, a project area center tower in all the secondary schools, public secondary schools. It's involved. We're providing to all secondary schools within what Telere with center towers. We did that last year. We'll continue it the next. It should be ending next year. But we're still seeking on how we can expand it. For now, it's limited. The other one is that we are doing ICT centers. We have two. One here, another one in Bosot Segera. We want to expand this, and because I'm seeing Mheshimiwa came here, so we discuss outside this meeting. I see whether I can develop one ICT center for your work. That would be for us, because that's the reason she came. The others did come. So you know, the financial of the project. Please make sure you listen so that after the presentation you ask the questions.
Hello guys, good morning again. My name is Paul, working with Kesydo. So I'm about to introduce our next presenter. As already mentioned, this is ECOWAC who are funding this project. So if you are online.
I have lived personally 3 years in Kenya, and I quite know where the Kisii region. So I'm very happy to develop today a project now in this region. So let's start. We can go through page 2. Is it okay?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, perfect. So you can see an overview of ECOWAC here. So we are an international company. We have 8 offices worldwide in France, UK, Germany, USA, Spain, Italy, and Kenya. We have a subsidiary in Kenya, but the project is led by the French office. And by me and Jason. So we have 230 employees. Our goal is to reduce the amount of CO2 in the air and to avoid climate change. So our company has reduced for now 16 million tons of CO2 through diverse projects. And our objective is to become the first carbon partner for 2025. Slide 3. So we have 3 types of activities. We do carbon project financing management. This is the first activity, and this is what we are going to do here with Kesydo for this project in Kenya. So we do carbon projects. I will explain further what is carbon project. And these projects are bookstores, for instance, but this is also water, this is afforestation, planting trees, and biochar, for example, which is charcoal, but made of biomass, and which you can put in the field for cooling faster. So we have also many other projects. I'm not going to tell them all of it, but you can have a look at it on our website, and I will be happy to answer the questions. So we also do on the second activity advisory services for net zero strategies, which means that we have companies that come to us to ask for a net zero transition. This is to say that these companies, they want to pollute less and to reduce their polluting activities. And this is what EcoAct does by advising on what would be the best strategy to reduce their carbon emissions. Finally, we have digital solutions for green transformation, which means that we have digital teams that are developing applications that calculate carbon emissions very efficiently. We are really pioneers on this field, and we are able to calculate carbon emissions at a very precise level. So next slide, please. To present the history of EcoAct very quickly, EcoAct was founded in 2005. We opened offices in Brazil in 2007, and we in 2008 are developing the first carbon offset project with VCS, which is really early, and we are a pioneer in this field. In 2010, we launched the defertilizing project in Kenya. This is the first project led by EcoAct in Kenya, and in the Meru region, and led with the partnership with livelihoods. Then we have, in 2016, EcoAct North America office that opens in New York. 2017, we have new offices in UK and Turkey, and then EcoAct came in 2018. In 2020, EcoAct is acquired by the digital company Atos, which will switch into our digital transformation. Next slide, please. So we have diverse awards and partnerships with actors of the carbon market. We are the founding partner of Gold Standard, which is carbon support. Very important, I will explain to you later. We are a founding member of diverse associations that are against CO2 emissions. We are rewarded by voluntary market rankings in 2020, certified great place to work, a member of also other organizations that fight climate change with UN Global Compact as well. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. I'm going to present now what is a carbon project. So carbon project, this is what we are doing today with Kesydo. Next slide, please. So we have, there is a very easy explanation for increased CO2 emissions in the atmosphere. We have human activities that are polluting. It creates CO2 emissions in the atmosphere, and it creates also deforestation. So CO2 emission in the atmosphere, this is calculated by Kisii, as you can see. So you can have an idea, in 2000 there was 350 ppm in the atmosphere. In 2022 we have 417 ppm. So there is really a large increase because of human activity, and we really to develop many pollution projects to reduce the CO2 emissions. Then we have very high rate of deforestation. So deforestation is these trees that are cut. And trees, they are very important for protecting the environment. Why? Because the tree is actually the CO2 emission. Which means that if you have a tree, it will continue to absorb CO2 emissions, but if you don't have trees anymore, you won't have absorption of CO2 emissions. So we really need to fight against deforestation. Since 2000, as you can see, more than 102 millions of hectares of forest have been lost all over the world. All of this leads to climate change, and this is why we need to develop solutions for this. Next slide, please. So what is a carbon project? A carbon project, this is a project with the idea of reducing CO2 emissions. So there are diverse carbon projects to reduce CO2 emissions from the atmosphere. We have tree planting activities. We have improved cook stove. This is a project that we are developing today. We have water sanitation, which is to make water drinkable, which is very important for the water to be drinkable for people to not to be sick, and this is really a large problem and a big problem across developing countries that water is not drinkable. So we also develop projects to make the water drinkable. Then we have renewable energy. Renewable energy is hydropower, like you have in Kenya a bit, but there is also solar power, wind power, and which are renewable and need to be developed to provide electricity. Then also we have mangrove. So maybe you know mangrove, but this is trees that are growing inside the rivers. So the idea behind the carbon project is that we deal with ton of CO2. So 1 ton of CO2, as you can see, is equal to 1 carbon credit. I will explain what is a carbon credit. And so who finances this carbon project? This is mostly companies who are polluting, and so because they want to get less, they finance this project. But this is also governments. Governments, they are producers that finance their activities, and this is very important for them to finance this type of projects. Next slide, please. Sorry, just wait. You see on the right, on the picture, on the top right, there is a mangrove project here, which aims to stop cutting mangrove. And for this is planting mangrove. And below you see a cook stove project in Kenya, in many counties, and and we have distributed 20,000 cook stoves since 2010. 200,000 cook stoves, since 2010 in the region, and this cook stove has been very efficient for helping families to use less food, for instance. I will explain what is important for you. So next slide, please. So carbon offset, this is the principle of carbon credit. I'm going to try to make it very clear, complicated as a concept. But for example, you have an airline company, which any airline company, and which has flights that are producing a lot of CO2, because this is a thread that's burning in the atmosphere, and this is creating a lot of pollution. What this airline company is doing is that they finance, for example, a tree planting project, and so there is CO2 that is reduced. Okay? So this CO2 reduced, this is what you call a carbon offset. You are going to ask me how in-product project can reduce the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. This is very simple, and I will just explain to you after. So we have next slide. We have diverse, so we have slide carbon projects. Since ECOWAS existing, we have developed 90 projects, financed and developed 90 projects. We have 50 local partners all around the world, so we have activities in Kenya, but in many other African countries. We also have activities in South America and also in South Asia. So we have multiple projects that are really targeting many contributions. So as I was saying, 75 countries, this is what we target. This is what we are, where we are implementing. Next slide, please. So the carbon project has many benefits. So we have, so this is slide 12. We have an environmental benefit. This is to reduce carbon emissions. We have social benefits, because in this region where we are doing the project, it improves the living conditions of the family and the women, I will explain why. And also we have economic benefits, because people are making money savings. I will explain why as well. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to talk specifically about Kesydo project. So Kesydo is a Kesydo project. Jacob has introduced to you very well how this project will be developed. I'm just going in a little bit more into details on what this Kesydo project is going to be and do in the region. So next slide. To give you the context, we have in traditional cooking 3 billion of people that are eating around the world threads that are polluting. The thread which is polluting, this is wood, this is charcoal, or this is kerosene, for example. So you see on the where it is polluting, because if you use wood, you are cutting the wood, which is not good. Charcoal, this is made of wood also, which means you are cutting the wood. And as I explained, this is very dangerous for the environment. And kerosene, this is very dangerous for the environment, because when it burns, it releases a lot of CO2. Then we have 4 million deaths per year. This is an estimation due to smoke from cooking. So this is something which is really a big question and very dangerous actually. This is the pollution from cooking with this traditional cooking. Because when you are like this woman standing closer to this mud stove, you see that the flame is very open, very large, and so when it burns, when the wood burns, there is a lot of smoke going out of it. And I'm sure you are experiencing that a lot, people who are cooking, and this is, you can see that there is a lot of smoke, it can cough a lot, and this is very dangerous for the health of the cook, and also for the health of the children, maybe who are playing around the place. I'm going to speak now about clean cooking. So clean cooking is different from traditional cooking, and there are many solutions to clean cooking. On the left, you can see pictures of our project. So, for example, you can see a picture of a woman in Ghana, and she has a lot of wood, and there is no smoke at all coming out from this wood stove, as you see, from this wood stove. Which means that the wood that you pay less because you will need less wood. Also, if you are yourself collecting wood, if you go, for example, every week to collect large amounts of wood, you will not have to do that anymore. You will not have to go kilometers far away every week. Consumption, if you buy wood, something like that, you will pay more money. So, next slide, please. So, next slide. Here to show what is the difference between traditional stove and Kisii stove. So, as you can see, in a traditional stove, you use wood, and this is a mud stove, and it has what you call the thermal efficiency. So, contribute to this to the sustainable world. So, here in the stove, as I said, you have less property. Why? Because either you are going to spend less money in buying wood, or either you will have more time because you won't collect as much wood as you need, such as men and independent financially. Then in Kisii, you have affordable and clean energy. This is clean stove and affordable as Jacob Wilson is with the 160 the first and in 5 years later, you just have to pay 75 million shillings. Then SDG 13, climate action, if you are doing also project to protect the environment. And then life and land, if you have more food, to protect the birds, to protect the animals that are exposed to it.
Thank you so much, Eva. Before actually the questions, we have 200 members who are going to have assignments. I want them to give their comments before they leave, then we'll proceed with questions for you. I say today is Friday, it's not a very good day for members of parliament and members of county assembly. With us is the member for Bombabora, Honorable Beatrice, and also the member for Tendere, Kisii County Assembly. These are elected leaders who have decided to be with us in this event. We invited 10 MCAs, that is 7 elected and 3 nominated, but 10 they attended. We cannot know what the others did not, but this is honorable, so it is important that we give them a chance to say something before they leave. I will begin with the member of Bombabora, Honorable Beatrice. Please say a word, give your concerns before you leave. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you because of this wonderful opportunity to speak before this great congregation. The Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Gara, the MC of Washington is around. I saw a contestant from Bombabora Board who has gone out, people from NEMA, people from Kenya Forest Service, people from the Ministry of Water, Energy, Environment and Climate Change, women groups who are here, Climate Change Committee members, media, people from media houses and everybody who is around. Good morning. Recently from Beatrice Jacobo. This is Beatrice Kerubo Makwai, the elected MC of Bombabora, and in fact, the only elected woman MCA in the 45 wards of Kisii County and even in Nyamira. So even if you count as a vulnerable, some of us can perform. You can see my size, and I'm a widow. but the people from this great ward of Baba would have decided to vote for me. And by the way, I always say that if there are good women in this great town of Kisii, this great county, are men from Machoke, both Borab and Churchill, because always they have elected a woman to be an MCA. So if there is any woman here married to any man from Machoke, either Machoke or Borab, Churchill, feels great. You are married to a good place where men like women. By the way, it will have been women to clap more than men. And women, are you here? Yes. You clap for these men of ours. We have had some ailments due to inhaling the smoke. So kudos to this Kesydo bookstore, Kesydo, for what they are doing. You want to help us. You want to help women, and so we support. From the initial stages, you said that this project is being carried on the other side, that we will receive leftovers. How I suggest that maybe just get, instead of us waiting that you complete everything, such that the remaining be brought to us, just give us 20% people from these sides, the words which you mentioned. And even when you come to the side of giving jobs, a percentage, some 10% jobs to these people, these two words, we will appreciate. Let me stop there, but by first informing you that in the county assembly, I'm the chair of those people who have come. I chair the committee of water, energy, environment, climate change in the county, and when I see such projects being brought here from very far, I appreciate. Observe the CO2 and gives out clean oxygen. So when such projects come, whereby we cook using them, so that the few emissions of these gases are being brought out or executed, we appreciate. Let me stop there and officially invite my fellow member of County Assembly, MCA Amos Yoderi, aka Paradiso. We are used to calling you Paradiso, to give a comment before we go out for funerals.
I think she thinks we are in Machoke, that's why she's saying Amos, Paradiso. Good afternoon. The reason why we want to go out is because today is on a Friday, and at least we attend some funerals. Like me, today, after the funerals I want to attend. Sometimes we have information we want to tell our people, and maybe that's where you get them. That's the reason why we attend funerals. I've said I'm James Onam, I'm the MCA of Chependere, which the boundary, is somewhere down here. And I come from Machoke. In the assembly, I don't chair anything like Madam Petris, who chairs the environment and the water committee. I also am a commissioner in the assembly. And I'm the vice chair to the speaker to that board of the assembly. I have heard you have come from Machoke Church, and what you have said, you have invited some people from Machoke. That is very much okay, because we were once Machoke. It's only because we want to do constituencies, that's why we decided to have another boundary down here, but we are the same people. Because the people who live in Machoke Church are the same people who are living in the Mumbachoge. And that's good. First of all, Nyaruati, I want to say congratulations or thank you for this program. And you have said you are the co-founder through Mangold Foundation. It is good. It is a good project because the national government and through even the world over, we want to have so many trees because of the climate, of the changes we have in the climate current, and the effects of climate change. And if we can get a very similar way of cooking, it will be better for us. I know most of us here and most families in Uganda and even close to 80% of the families are using firewood. And if we can have a way we can use a fuel, it means we will sustain our trees because people cut trees because they want to use it as firewood, as timber, and other things. But if we get a stove which can use a few sticks and you have your meal, that would be better because the rate of cutting trees will go down. And that is so good. And what I want to say is this. People have started so many projects within our constituencies. Like when we were in Umachoge, the whole of Umachoge, and in even other constituencies, all of Kisii, people have started so many projects which are being funded. Sometimes they start so well and they reach somewhere in the middle and you don't know where it went. Let me pray, Mr. Mamon, that it will not happen like other projects which have been started and they have died along the way. Because we are talking about sustainability. You are giving them a stove, and after 5 years, you give them another stove. What if that stove is going to get spoiled in 1 year or 2 years? How are they going to get another stove so that they can continue using? We want to see at the sustainability part of it because that is very important because you can start something after 1 year or some few months, it is not there and it will not make any impact. Therefore, Mr. Magondi, with all your partners, I want to say when you are starting that, at least please look at the sustainability part of it so that our people can embrace it and at the end of the day we get on how we can be using them always. That's what I want to say. Our people, sometimes when they say there are free things, people come so many of them. You hear, you have so many stores, we will come more of us because we want them. And it's like what is happening currently. Madam Adoli is telling to us only 1.2 million to give to, I think they are orphans only. But yesterday but one when I was in November and even today, the chiefs are here, they can tell you, we have so many people who are running for those forms. Even those who are not vulnerable, they are going to pick those forms and even Madam Donya Toto told me, somebody drives a vehicle to her office to draw a form. Which is so bad. Wale ambao mmeweka kujaza hizo form chiefs, hakuna haja mjazie mtu mwenye mnaona anajiweza. 1.2 million for Kisii County, 1.2 million. If it is only at 5,000, if she managed to give 5,000, that's only 240. In the recent regimes, you know, we were writing people who are orphans in my ward, and they are over 1,000. In Machoge Church, and our brothers have supported us well. In Machoge, we have now a municipality. And I want to thank you for the support you have given us to make sure we have a municipality. And the municipality comes with so many things. And I know you have seen what is happening in the river right now. Because like in Kura, we used to receive close to 5 million per financial year to do roads within the town center. But currently we are receiving 75 million because of the municipality.
And again, next year, next financial year, they are going to add, because now we are municipality, and we are going to get money from also donors so that we can develop our town. And of course, when we are starting, we start with the town center, and again start moving towards reserve. Therefore, at least I want to thank you very much, because you have supported all our efforts during the making of our plan and during the public participation. I want to thank you very much, and during the launch, we came so many of you. I want to thank you very, very, very much. And I don't want to say so much, but I want to remind you that the county government from Zaga personally has Jatoka. When you see people uploading or downloading forms from the computer, stating there is no person from the county currently, if we are supposed to have the forms meeting next month, please take our people. And lastly, I want to inform you, because we have new MCAs as from others. We are the picked committees, or we are directed committees before the election. But now we have new MCAs. They have made some few changes. I know. They have made some few changes. And I want to ask you to see the chair environments involved this very well, so that you can talk with the other MCAs. They give you the names of the right committees, because I know they have made some few changes, because we have new MCAs. I want to wish you well, and as I finish, I want to ask you to tell our brothers who went Form 4 and they finished at the class 8 to join technical colleges.
We allow them to leave. We allow them to leave just to make few clarification that you will not be receiving leftovers. I say spillovers. Spill means you will be receiving the equal GICO. It's not to change the standard. And actually all the people of your ward will receive and the Bokimonge. And the population is more than 20% we are asking, because Bokimonge is the second largest ward in Bomachoge. And so it has around, we were doing the calculation, it's around 79 households, it's around 6,000 households. So it is big, it's just equal to Boston Seger. And Honorable Paradiso, thank you so much for your advice on sustainability. This is something we are very key about. It's the next discussion. It's just because we are running the meetings. I just want to assure you that that is in place. That's why we have the production company here. The reason of the production company is here is to ensure that the books that they are providing will survive the 5 years. And if they don't survive, technicians will be in place to ensure that they are repaired in time. So that's in place. Thank you so much. I wish you well. And thank you for coming.
And tell them, you are my competitor, but I have come to a meeting with you.
Thank you so much. Chairman.
I like music, that slogan in learning a letter of Shindi Mahali. I'm so much humbled to be here. I want to start by appreciating the NGO United Kesydo. Kesydo, isn't it? Headed by Jacob and his team for this very great project that we brought to our people. I'm sure it is going to really help so many households. As a young child who has grown up in this place, I know the challenge of looking for firewood and lighting that. The local GICO, you all know it, you know the challenge that is there. So we want to be so happy. We thank you very much for this, and we pray that you touch as many households as possible. Today I don't want to speak much because this is not my function. Let me start by my introduction. I'm Laban Bosiro Uko. I'm a teacher by profession, and I teach at a school called St. Anne's Nyamboge Girls in Bonchari constituency. I'm also serving teachers of Kisii as the chairman of corporate. So whenever I stand as a teacher, I have to talk matters of education. Sijini wote wote of Machoge, na wengi wa Machoge Church. I want to tell people of Machoge Church that we need to sit and discuss on the level of education in our constituency. Brothers and sisters from Goraba are doing better. In fact, Goraba might be the leading in ranking this year in Kisii County because their schools perform very well. And obviously, when their schools perform very well, what does that mean? The children of Goraba, many will be going to university. The children of Jache, very few will be going to university. 2 days I've spoken with our MP twice over the same, and he is very, very positive. We want to start by looking at is the problem with the school administrations, so that we start changing the administrations, so that we start looking at the funding, so that we ensure that our children are getting the right education, the right commitment, so that we compete. You know, when we don't have children going to university, it means 10 years from now, when Nyarwati and some of us will have retired, we won't be having anybody anywhere representing our interest in sharing of the national what? So as a people, we should seriously look at the matter of education, because if we keep quiet, things will keep getting worse and bad. So let us share with our leaders, challenge them to ensure that our schools are competing like any other school in this country. God keeps guiding me, and so that our program runs very, very well. Thank you, and may the Lord bless you abundantly.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for the chairman, Kisii County. Yeye anasimamia walimu, so he came to represent us. Of course, we have our teachers in the meeting. Even as he goes, I know that teachers who will be, I know that will come and sign, so please, send this on.
DCC, child of Bucha Sub-County. Usually, Bucha Sub-County is just a neighbor to our place. So, just a wonderful forum who stakeholders who have been here. Maybe because I'll be here with you up to the last moment, so I want to preserve my speech so that if I get the chance now, I can talk. So allow maybe for those who don't know the chiefs, they can still again stand up. Stand with our chiefs from Bucha Sub-County. I know they are very able people. They have been dealing with the forms for staff, national government, so we wish to allow them to continue so that they give the beneficiaries what they deserve. So chiefs, maybe I would call upon maybe one of you to just do it. Chief Evans and Chief Joseph.
Machoge Church location and the coordinator of all these chiefs in this county. Thank you so much.
Our DCC, the founder of this project, and the rest of us, good afternoon. Senior Chief Joseph Jeruso, the current chair of Bucha Chiefs. So feel welcome, and I wish you well. Thank you so much.
The DCC for Bucha. Maybe a point of just interest. We wanted to know whether when we are using the stove, we will also have maybe another project to ensure that we conserve the forest, because the stove will use firewood. And if you use the firewood, if you don't use it sustainably, it means you deplete the forest. It is just a concern.
Okay, I have a question. There is this point they say that about the stores for repairing. Are there experts who are going to repair, or they are going to teach the local people, the local members, the society, how to repair the stores? Thank you.
I think now we have been given that kick in our various homes, and most of our families are not secure. Well, most of our families are not secured well. Now that we have those cook stores, if in case a thief comes and steal one, is there insurance in that cook store? Thank you.
Are of different sizes. Because if I want to cook for many people, can that size of jiko you are going to give manage the cooking of those many people? Is.
Thank you. My name is Steve Mwani, Soro the actor. I appreciate the matter about Mr. Mamonji said that the ones who will be fixing the vehicles in the guest point will be trained and from the area around. So I'm asking if we can take this a notch higher and have maybe people who are trained to even make the vehicles so that we can even have them locally available. Because that will advance the job. And maybe out of the 2,500, now of the 2,500 vehicles that are going to be given, is it possible, because you know there are more than 25,000 families who may be in need of these vehicles, or we may be having relatives outside the area that we are going to cover. But we know it may be the cost of the vehicle and how we can, if one wanted to buy it, they can afford or even have it.
I need to clarify, there are other ways of emitting carbon to the environment apart from cooking. People burn litter and other waste materials along the roads, in markets. So how are you going to counter this emission of carbon forward to the environment? Thank you.
So we could at least need to understand whether we have some risk factors of the same. Thank you.
For the beneficiaries from linear monopole. That's the question you're asking. Yes. Let me just explain and probably Second Limited will be doing this in the afternoon. Training only happens once the implementation begins. And we have people who do construction work in-house. And there are people who know how to mix cement and sand. Basically, it will be clay and cement. And basically, we use fireproof cement for repairs. So we have artisans within our villages who are able to do this. So we are confident. Once they have been trained how to do the repair, they will. We already have experts in circuit, so they will be training others. It can mean a lot of things. This kind of the hook stop is coming in parts and then they will be fixed. The hook stop is coming completely ready for use. What we mean by installation is whereby you give it to the people that are using it. One of the things that we'll be doing, that's why we have employees. I say that we are going to have directly 12 people employed, and indirectly several groups are going to help in monitoring. So what production is being done by Second Limited, complete production, where the ceramic filament is fixed with the metal outer cover. Once that has been done, it is brought completely ready. So one of the things we are saying is don't worry about it getting spoiled, because we want to test. And just to answer a question that one, someone was asking the specifications of the bookstore. And now you guys, you want us to make Second Limited irrelevant. I will allow them to do the presentation before we go for lunch, so that most of your questions will be answered. Because some of the questions we are asking, we are ahead of the presentation. So I will allow them to do the presentation, but the question on carbon credit and carbon offset. So once carbon credit has happened, means offset has happened. You know the difference between the two words is, there is, you can be able to help in reduction of carbon, but you can fail to sell it in the market. So once you've sold that in the market, it's called what? Carbon offset. Kizungumkuti, Syria. Carbon offset is where, but like now, let me explain. This project, the bookstop will be using as a specification of reducing 3 tons of carbon dioxide per year. It has a thermal efficiency of that 1%. The normal 3 stones has a thermal efficiency of 10%. This is in the, if you read the Ministry of Energy policy, that's where you find these details. There is the difference between the two, I think, traditional stove and group food stove have provided information. One is that the openings for the 3 stones are 3, including the top, which is open. Again, this is the group stove, which has 1 opening. So means the comparison or forbid conversion is higher when it comes to the group cook stove against the traditional stove. So I've answered the question on any from Namoroga, right? Are you satisfied on the answer provided? Have a family of between 1 to 10. 1 to 10 individuals. They will explain further. The cook stove does not prevent you to have your PDA in Januo, in Kisii, so when your visitors are many, you can decide to do, because the main purpose of the cook stove is for domestic use, not for commercial use. We need to agree on this. It's not for commercial use, it's for domestic use. For any activity that will require domestic use, the cook stove fits. But you know, like now when you have visitors who are so many, that already has gone commercial. It will not serve that purpose. Community should be taught on how to use this cook stove. Yeah, this way of agreed training will be done. Then John was asking, most of the families are not secure. So if an accident occurs, is there insurance to cover the beneficiary? Accidents, like the way you can wakisha your 3 stones, is the same way that it can also occur on aina tofauti. Ukiamua kuweka mkono kwa hookstop utachomeka. Sindio? If you decide to test whether it is hot, then you will feel it on your skin. It's the same way you can decide to test the fire. So there will be no insurance specific around it because the risk is not high. So
you talked about community groups. How are they coming in? Are they coming in as beneficiaries, as as groups that will assist in sensitization or distribution?
For only the baseline, but when we get into implementation around April, we do mapping, working closely with the local administration. That's why we have the DCC here. We'll be working with the chiefs, sub-chiefs, village elders, because I know if we allow you to come randomly, it's not the way our honorable MC was saying, like people will come. You will not come, we will come. Then the people will come to your household, survey your household, and find out whether it fits to receive a cook stove. We have households where people don't live. They stay in Nairobi, come over during Christmas. So those ones don't qualify. The people who qualify are the ones who live home and children come home for lunch. They have breakfast in the house and also supper. So we are very keen. The reason we have our teams is to go to the ground, ascertain whether the household that has been assigned a cook stove is existing. When the chief comes and when there is a report, your name has a serial number of the cook stove you should be having. So if you have a cook stove that has a serial number that is not in your name, you are a thief. Yes. So these are the details I want you to be clear. Then she was asking about the women group. Now the women groups is, we will also, I have, before I started developing this project, what I was doing before, I was head of program East and Southern Africa. In the most rich areas, Somalia, Somalia, Northeastern, in Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia, where people are fighting. That's what I've been working. And we were doing what's called livelihood and economic inclusion projects. where we train people who have nothing and they are able to start doing business and they can sustain their families. Unlike those areas, Kisii, I don't think is a problem for me. It's easier to identify groups. What I know about most groups, wanangojea wakati wa siasa wanapewa pesa kidogo, we will not work with those kind of groups. We want groups which have like level banking, which have merry-go-round, which are doing things like kitchen gardening. Those are the groups we want to support so that they can succeed. So once we give them, we will give them a contract and give them a number of foodstuffs they will be monitoring. At the end of every year, or at the end of every month, we can decide if they are receiving 100,000, they can decide whether it can be divided in 12 months, or they can receive it at the end of the year. So we'll leave that money to help them to expand.
Also what I want to say, my name is Kesydo. I'm the founder and the CEO of Sunken Limited. I've worked with my colleagues, and I think Jacob, when people are asking about the expert, and I would strongly mention that we have the expert. That is Jacob Ocherry and Caleb Ocherry, sorry. Caleb Ocherry, and Caleb has worked with GIZ. Every stove that is being introduced in this country, Kenya, is always done by Caleb through GIZ. So we have the expert in the house. And I've also worked with my able member team, that is Justice Miller. Justice Miller is, the organization is normally called him CJ because of the name. So he's the one that is in charge of business development, and I think we've interacted so much with him on so many occasions. So what I would say that I'm not doing the presentation, Justice will do the presentation. I'm only to introduce them. I'm also to tell the people in this room that they should have faith in us. We've done the manufacturing of this stove ever since. We've done it in Turkana County. So if people mention Turkana, mostly when you tell people, I would like you to go and work in Kakuma, they'll relate it with Ja, or Kokunaja, Sindi. But if we have implemented this project in Kakuma to transition them from the 3 stones to clean cooking, then why not here in Kisii? So another thing that I will also mention, on the stock testing you mentioned that, and you say that for us to reach where we are right now and implement this project, it has cost us a lot. KP has never done a testing of any local stores. They've done the institutional stores, and that ones have been always expensive. When we first did the store, we did the one for Jiko Kisasa, which Jacob decided that we implement this in Kisii. One cook stove, to test one cook stove is costing 50,000. That Jiko in Yokonawa Jikoni, one testing in our Kenyan research institution is 50,000. And we were testing 50 of them for us to have the right implemented, so that we have the right emission, so that when we are doing the cook stove, we are able to put the right stove on our home state. So with that, I think I will not do so much. I will not say so much. And at the same time, I think one thing I've also mentioned that I think Jacob that has brought us on board. It is a woman-found organization, and I'm so happy about that because he has given us a forefront as women. And I think also with having women on board to push for this project, definitely it is going to be a plus for us women. And another issue that I will also talk about is the issue of formalizing this sector. I think Juakali sector has never been formalized. We are just called Juakali. In the NGO one, we are called artisan. And I think as rallying towards this, definitely we are going to formalize this sector at the end of it all. So to that, let me introduce Justice Miller so that he can continue the presentation on that.
Sunken Limited is a micro enterprise that deals in the clean and renewable energy
we, apart from just manufacturing of the energy saving cook stoves, we also supply solar water pumps throughout the country. On the slide, you can see that is the image of the cook stove that will be supplying or manufacturing in this project. That's the Kisii. And through this project, we hope to also work with the women groups within the sub-counties that will be part of the project, and even also create more jobs and also instill skills that we can use also in improving their own livelihoods. Next slide. Slide. The second slide. So about Kisii, the Kisii is produced using metal galvanized sheets or recycled materials, what we commonly known as mabati. We also use the clay or a ratio of 3 different soils, the clay soil, loam soil, and sand soil that we use in the production of the inner part of the cook stove, known as the liner. The stove comes in on a standard size that has a measurement of 16 centimeters height and 25 centimeter diameter. So this enables the stove to be sufficient for a household that has a maximum of 10 people, and they can use it in their daily needs. It has an efficiency of between 31 to 40% as per the last test that we did, and this is most important if you use the dry firewood. So the efficiency is achieved when you use the correct firewood when doing your cooking activity. The next slide. Through this project, we hope to solve 4 main problems. One is on the environment part, that is on the emissions that we've already talked about, and the deforestation that comes with the cutting of firewood, the falling, cutting down of trees, and using them for firewood in the house. The stove uses minimal firewood compared to the open fire or the pit stones that mostly used within the desired region. And so with the usage or the supply of the stove within the communities, of this will be one area of improvement. Affordability, the stove is very much affordable compared to other stoves such as the LPG gas, the ethanol stoves, or pellet stoves that are also making entry to the market. We're looking to target the rural households that are either having limited income or hard or low income household that, and that's why we are using the affordable. We have come up with a product that is more affordable to most of the targets in the project. On the issue of health, the cook stove will also help minimize the health issues that come with such as respiratory diseases that can be found or are more pronounced when you're using the open fire method of cooking. Unemployment will be addressed through this project when we also engage the youth and women community, the youth groups within the communities as in the production of the liners and also cladding of the metal part of the cook stove. We will do the training ourselves and also oversee and try and marshal the issue of artisanal works and employ the youths within the area. And through this, we hope also livelihoods will improve and the creation of direct and indirect jobs. Some of the milestones that we have reached today as a company, and this is what we've done within the last 4 years that we have been in active operations. Sanken is very active in northern Kenya. That is the Turkana County, where we have already produced at least 70,500 stoves since 2018. And there we employ majorly the refugees and the host community, who are our main pool of human resource. Women, yes, will be the biggest beneficiary in this project, and so far we can say 60% of our input in the clean cooking sector is the women are the major beneficiary. They are the people who are using who are using in the production of the liners mostly, as that is a very critical and the main part of the production of the Kesydo. The youth also are very important in our setup, as in Kakuma we can say much, if like 90% of our team in Kakuma are youth. And that is something we also look to replicate here in Kisii County. Sanken is looking also to work with the women, especially here in when it comes to the production of liners. Jacob has already alluded that there are women groups within the area, and those are the people we also target to help equip with this kind of skill, and it will be a way of also making the project more sustainable, in that now it will be easier to get the materials from here and do the assembling and distribution, and also cut costs in terms of the transportation. Another way of us, we're looking at the long term in terms when it comes to making the project more sustainable, and a long-term solution is also having hubs where we can stock the stoves and sell them to willing buyers. That way we'll also have a way we'll also address the issue of not only making the stove available during the project, but also even the later years. So the stove has an emission rate of at least 0.58% as per the last test that we did with and approved by Kisii. That's one question that someone asked on the issue of the emission. And we're looking forward to working with the communities involved and also improving the issue of clean cooking within the area of county, Kisii County. Any questions? To answer your question again, you can comfortably use the cook stove to serve a maximum of 10 people.
So, when the report is ready, we'll let you know. So, at this time, I want to introduce some key people in this meeting. We will start with the county government. I don't know who is the senior-most person among those who came from the Ministry of Energy, Environment, Climate Change, Water and Natural Resources.
Si maendeleo inakuja, and specifically the issue of climate change. People are saying that the world nowadays is worried about climate change. Because if you don't do anything, then a few years to come, the humanity might be extinct because of climate change. So my name is Obara Hesbon. I come from the Department of Environment, Energy, we have climate change as well, and water. So with me, I have a team. I'm sure my support admin and ward admin, they're going to have their session also. But for now, I wanted to introduce a team that I came with.
Good afternoon. My name is Bernard Wango. I'm a monitoring evaluation officer, climate change unit.
Mwanzo utawaambia you are the ambassador, something ambassador, talks much. Naitwa Soro Frederick. I don't like talking much. I think I'm representing the director climate change, so you're supposed to be here. And most of you will interact and will continue interacting.
Good afternoon. My name is Davis Okeiro Nyancha, climate change officer.
I'm Fidelis Ndege. I came to represent Violet and give my environment officer.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon once more. I'm Lukenyi Sara, a public communication officer for climate change.
So that's a team of environment, climate change, and climate change actually is a new department or a directorate. So it has a director and other staff on the team. And you know, we have some of the members when we Chagua last time World Climate Change Committee. Serious, so now that is your specific department. Osoro was telling me that I mentioned about my position. Well, I'm a global peace ambassador. There are several things which we do. The small things which people do, they usually count a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the invite. My name is Lilian Nyemesa. I'm the sub-county administrator for Machoge Chache. And with me is my ward admin. Let him come over and introduce himself.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Evans Michael, Ward Administrator, one of the Ward Administrators at Machoge Church. I just wanted to ask something more from the facilitators because I may not get this opportunity once again. As farmers, we are all real farmers. Somewhere, someplace we have done some farming. How can we earn much more dollars from carbon credits? That's the first one. Number two, nilifikia mkiongea juu ya emissions as foodstuffs. What do we do with our emissions? How can we mitigate the carbon emissions? We are asking that kindly you talk more about it. Lastly, carbon farming as agriculture. That is what we call regenerative agriculture. What can we as farmers, what are some of the ways we can use to tap and store this carbon so that we use to earn more from carbon emission?
In Machoge Chache, we have 3 wards. That is one ward administrator. So there are 2 ward administrators who are not present here today. They were having some engagements elsewhere, but I'm sure they're in support of this program. It's a humbling being part of this session. It's a great initiative, and we are going to support fully whatever will make the project become a success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's clap for her. The good thing that I said in the morning when we started is one of the main purpose of coming here should be networking. There are those who will get married out of this, and there are those who will marry. That's very important. Relationship. I know you are laughing, but you don't know. That's why I say do not engage with something you know. Just interact. We are doing networking. very important. Number two, you might end up getting a job out of this meeting. It depends on how you engage. Number three, if you have a job, you might get a promotion. Number four, you are getting to know the officials who work within the county, the sub-county, and the ward level.
Good afternoon. I'm Lydia Mungina. I'm the Social Development Officer, Bucha Sub-County. I'm glad to be here. This is a good forum to support our vulnerable. The Office of Social Development will support the vulnerable in the society through the community groups and also through the program we call cash transfer. So cash transfer, we support the old persons who are vulnerable. We support the people living with disabilities, especially severe disabilities. And also, through the Office of Children, though not the Office for Children, we support the orphans and vulnerable children. I'm glad to be here. I'm ready to support the program, and you're welcome to the office anytime. Anyone who has any question, you're also welcome to the office. We can talk more there. Thank you.
Let's clap for that.
I know one of the challenges that is going to come once the project starts running is there's going to be increase in violence. I have to assure you. When women are empowered, men get insecure. In the process, violence breaks down in the household. So the reason Ilian is very important in this meeting is to address issues of gender-based violence. And that is why we will work very hard. And it's important that women report cases where men are becoming insecure, so that the men who are becoming insecure, we also do a program for them, so that they get busy. You know, when you find somebody is fighting in the house just because somebody is getting financially secure, it's an issue of idleness. So we want to ensure that all the men and women within the constituency and youth are engaged in a way that they work collaboratively together and that they are of importance to each other.
It's not the different. It's because we had something we're doing in the office and we had we apologize for coming late. We have come. My name is Kalaba Chimba, Director Admin, the Ministry of Water, Energy, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change. The MC is saying that there is going to be violence in the homes because of the improved technology. I want to agree by saying that even when food is ready in time, it means something else, isn't it? Because maybe violence in the home is because maybe somebody comes home and there is no food, he's struggling to cook, food in Bichi, or Garijeva, Missouri. That is what we are trying to violence in the homes, which we so much discourage. Let me invite Director Energy, so he invites the Chief Officer, who is also representing the Minister. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Alexander Wood, the Director of Energy of Kisii County Government. Chief, karibu uweze kuzungumza. Sasa mnajua wakati chief wako na minister wako na director, sisi sasa tuna maneno mengi ya kuzungumza. No problem. Karibu.
I'm from the county government of Kisii, Department of Water, Energy, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change. Currently, I'm the acting chief officer. Though, as you are aware, we have new chief officers who are to come to office very soon. Just some induction training, but for the time being, I'm the one who is sitting in. It's our pleasure that we have come to join you. We have been busy in the office and other activities, but we say we must come and grace this occasion. So as time progresses, we're going to give our contribution, state the mandate of the county, and probably we elaborate on the collaboration aspects with the Slum Youth Organization on these issues of energy. But briefly on a flash of a second, I would want to tell you that we are moving in the right direction because you understand what we call climate change. Nowadays, everybody is talking about climate change. Even temperatures, you are realizing they are really varying and erratic. Sometimes it's very cold, sometimes very hot. Sometimes rains are coming at the wrong time. So even the planning of farming is unpredictable. All these ones are caused by this animal we are calling climate change. And when you look at our local setup, especially in Kisii, whether we are talking about the two Homachokes, I can see in the room we are talking about cooking, and definitely you must eat. In every family we must have the cooking, and the major source of cooking is firewood. So we want to see how we can reduce the cost of the firewood. Also, we reduce the emission of carbon to the atmosphere, which is causing all these problems we are talking about. So we are really having a lot in terms of that, but I want to really thank this organization for coming up with this kind of forum so that we share the information for sustainability purpose and also for prosperity in terms of managing this climate change. Thank you very much. We'll share more as we move on.
Thank you so much, Chief. You can now sit here since I know who you are now. But we interacted before, and so I want to give an opportunity to woman to speak on behalf of the women voluntary. So we have more than 15 groups here. So voluntary, we don't speak for the women. Now we are talking about women empowerment. This looks good.
Fund for limited constituency. Basically, we work on women empowerment. That is our work. We do on credit. So ukikuja kwa ofisi yetu tuko na pesa. Wamama wenye mko hapa, I think 3/4 of the groups you passed through my hands for the invitation. So on what I can say, as we stand in Homachokes Church, we know how vulnerable women are. Si tuko vulnerable. So when we talk of the foodstuffs, and our colleague has said that it is going to create employment. The women groups are here. This is an opportunity for you. The active groups that I know. Take this opportunity. And when opportunity comes, it comes once and goes. So it is your responsibility, those that who attended this meeting, you grab it and take it, so that you empower yourselves and your children and the whole community. Thanks.
Bishops na wengine na director na wengine wako hapa, watu wa neema, wengine kutoka kaunti. Kwanza mjambo, amjambo tena. Jambo la kwanza kabla sijaongea, kipendelea hicho, kuna walimu katika miti mwalinuke juu waonekane. Wakati mwalimu ungeni mbele nani kaonekana, both retired and those who are in the field. Yeah, there's no problem.
Our Kisii, our protocol of farm, and from we need to address this change as getting from 844 CBC.
Thank you, Malin.
Yes, I'm Vici Somodi, head teacher at Tabagodi Primary School down there near Kisii. And I'm a chairlady of a group called the Global Teachers. The women group. We are women but called self-help group. Are we going? to be left out.
That's a group.
Yes. Subgroup. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. I'm Abraham Kwa, kind teacher from Webo.
I'm Margaret Oyadi, almost walking out of the field.
I'm Tony Jim from Central Source. I'm Jamanot. My name is Mohan Joseph. I'm a teacher for some time. And now, since I'm retired, I'm an opinion leader from Nyansa's location here. The Magini Kisii go and look for many groups. So both the men and encourage women to have groups. Why don't you unique men also to have groups so that they become a leader there?
Asante sana mwalimu kwa mambo maneno kabla ya kupata kipaza sauti bwana CEO, tafadhali nitambue mmoja wetu ambaye top director bwana Joe kuja mbele kwa kazi.
Ndio mwalimu kwa nafasi mambo majina ndio Joe. Nilikuwa naombea siku ya huduma wa kiai. Sasa hivi this time I am I'm a farmer and also a worker in Gambodi as a major insurance broker officer. Now what I would like to ask our officer here, we have insurance in our family. Please ensure for us this.
Okay.
That's what I ask you to do. Thank you.
Asante sana bwana Job. Kabla tujamaliza bwana CEO, katika group stop jana compartment ya choo mazuri, mungeongeza kidogo ndio pata nafasi ya choma pande nyingine pale. Wazee kama sasa tunatoka kazini choma kidogo na kubali kidogo ndio mambo yafanya nini? Kumalizia kabisa, ningependa kutoa ushauri wangu hivi. Ikiwa utafika ule wakati wa kutoa employment kwa watu wetu, first of all, wapatie opportunity vijana wetu, sio wazee kama sisi. Abantu bakuluzuna baba erikigari na abantu banyolege dukie ngati baba. But a simple question bwana CEO, je, mtulete zijiko na mwenzetu hapa aanze kuitengeneza, tutakubali mtakata. Kwa hiyo machache, Francis Chot mwalimu ambaye ni retired, asante kwa kusikiza.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana. This is exciting to get these comments because this is what we came to collect here. I just wanted to say something to the county government chief. I wanted to appreciate the support that we received from the county in the last one year and 2 months. We've been working with na serikali, the county government of Kisii. I want to say that we started developing 4 projects. Nyamira, along the way they fall because of the lateness of giving information, West Pokot, and Laikipia. So Kisii County is standing tall, and I'm proud to come from this county. Because if you talk about the partnership agreement was signed on 15th December, that means that is a working government. 15th December of 2021. That's when the agreement to develop this project was reached. And then you can see this far. I want you to know that we are very happy the work the county government has supported us all through. And we had signed an agreement of distributing 100,000 foodstuffs in the next 10 years. We promise we will be able to bypass the record. We had also signed an agreement to plant 1 million trees in the next 10 years. We are actually going to plant 2 million trees in the next 5 years. And so we're gonna do even 10 million in the next 20 years. The forestry project is going to be 20 years, and so that is it. So we'll continue to increase the number, and with the courtesy that we have from this ministry, I promise you we will go far. And it's our urge to all ministries to work like this Ministry of Energy, Water, Natural Resource Management, and Climate Change. So CCC members, the county climate change members, can we have a lady speaking and one gentleman?
Our members who are present here, starting from the DCC. First of all, I must thank you so much, Chairman. It has been since creation that we have found you to bring us here to talk about our environment. And that's why I feel proud that the government saw it fit to appoint me as a member of the South Africa Climate Change Committee. There's a lot that we need to do. For the last 2 days, I have been complaining about it. Yesterday I went to town, I had a bath in the morning. In fact, I took a bunch of time in Kisii and I came back. I had to run again to the bathroom to take another shower. But I see to me that the sun has dropped, I think many thousands of kilometers below where it's supposed to be. Now, if we continue the same way, where should we be? That's why God has brought you here. We have to start changing the environment. Failure to do that, then we're finished. We shall start eating up. So I thank you so much. Let us rise with our leaders, because this climate change, this thing that you have brought here about cooking stuff, number one, it will assist the problem of climate change. Number two, you have talked about employment. There shall be employment. It is only me who don't seek employment. Probably I will only seek to be given an allowance. You only call me for advice. I have children who need employment here. So if there is a way to have one of them with you, I'd be so happy. I will start praying for you. So that is employment. Our health will change because of this project that you have brought. So we are ready to support you. But this is, let us assist this gentleman. Because I know this, I can see our majority back of our training from where they have not been.
Let's grab for support. So, already.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mother Mose, female youth representative, Climate Change Resource Center. Thanking Mr. Jacopo for bringing this project. We ensure that we will work hand in hand with you so that we get more opportunities and men youth that we get agreement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kuna Gumachoge Chache Consultative Council Summit. Thank you so much. The youth will complain that they were not given a chance. Let's have a youth. When are you being in charge of youth in Gumachoge for a very long time?
Thank you. All the protocol staff, good afternoon. My name is Bernard Nyaora. I'm the Secretary of the Council and the Chair of the Metropolitan Council. I want to take this time to thank the CEO of Kesydo for incorporating the youth who have identified the households of the baseline study were first identified by Jacob, and they have been given that chance to be here. Thank you so much. And this is a youth project because Kesydo itself is Kenya youth slum development project. So youth are part of this thing, and the financial of the project, Ivan and his team, we want to thank them, and the youth will take up the role of ensuring the good stuff have been distributed across. Consider youth who have participated, who are here. Sinaelewa kwa sababu my senior amesema hapo na youth anataka wapewe kazi, labda wako nyumbani. Go tell your youth to come here so that all of us with them tusaidie reduce carbon dioxide. Ikitoka kwenda juu, there is an ozone layer. Ozone layer is below the sun. These emissions, they hinder the ozone layer. When they penetrate, that's why the sun rays, they're coming to us in focus. So, by reducing carbon dioxide in the environment, it will make the ozone layer to get back to its composition. Thank you so much for those who have come here, the administration, Madam Phyllis and the rest, and the manufacturers of the bookstore. Thank you. I see a youth here, and thank you for employing 20 youths. I saw in your representation to the Shirikiana. God bless you. We're here to change our environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pana. I want the national government to be the ones to ground this discussion. We have NEMA, we have TFS, and we have the DCC, I will call them later, but we have the stakeholders, the people who will be the beneficiaries, the people who feel are the opinion leaders.
Na nikiangalia hivi kuna mama mmoja huko tunafanya naye mambo ya ndizi karike. Kwa hivyo mwanangu tunasaidia mengi na yeye hapo hapa. Kwa hivyo naomba mkutano tusikiane sisi wote tuunge hii project mkono ili watu wafaidike. Asante sana watu wote.
Asante sana.
Most of us were waiting for this participation. I have been seeing this workshop done in the other counties like Nakuru. Kuna kaunti zingine zilikuwa zinafanya hii majadiliano, lakini mimi nilikuwa nangoja kukuja hapa kwa ujeni ya Kisii. Nimefurahi sana na Mungu aendelee kukubariki kwa kualika kwa huu mkutano. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Martha Nyamsera from Sengera Ward. I'm representing Amen. Thank you. May the Lord grant you more years to serve this function.
So, Mazoge pas. Muroro. Aku nonton ada on the word.
Yeah, sababu siwezi nikaacha hiyo nafasi kiende hivyo. I thought I saw someone already home. I thought I saw you. I want to say that a woman empowered is a successful woman and that family becomes successful. Sasa sisi tukiwa empowered pale jikoni, hakutakuwa na vita, watoto watasimama. Sababu naona ile style watoto wanakuja shuleni wakimwana makamasi. Sababu katoto kameambiwa kaingie jikoni kapike na the means of cooking ni ile ambayo inasumbua. But I'm very sure that sasa watakuwa na kazi rahisi. Wale ambao watafanikiwa ni kwa ajili inakuwa haraka, ni chakula ambayo inaiva haraka na pia ina save firewood and energy. Sio itakuwa sawa. Sasa muende kufanya hiyo plan na sisi pale shuleni tutasikia vizuri. Representing Majoe Bas as a woman and as a ward, full ward. Sikubarikiwe.
Asante sana. hilo ombi tutatia bidii kuhakikisha kwamba tumetilia mkazo. Kwa hivyo tulikuwa tumefikiria na tulikuwa tumeanza kutembea safari, lakini nataka kuzungumza kabla tutakuja na jibu, kwa sababu shida iliyoko na mambo ya mazingira, ukishughulika na mambo ya majiko, shida moja ni kwamba lazima ifanyiwe testing na theory, ifanyiwe utafiti, ikipatikana iko sawa ndio ikubaliwe. Kwa hivyo hatujafika huko, lakini tutafanya, kwa sababu nilisema wale wenye walikuwa hapa kwamba tutakuwa tunapanga miti katika shule zote za Kisii County. This is another project that will be having a separate local stakeholders engagement. This second project is for the whole county, is for all primary, secondary schools, tertiary institutions, and TVET institutions. And that's why we are going to plant 2 million trees. That one is something we are at a stage to sign an MOU on the sale. Now, what is remaining and is on discussion to expand this, and this is a message that we need to take home. Our tea farmers, they can get some more benefit if they would be patient, not to do empty planting until the project begins. Because tea is part of the trees that can be able to earn carbon credit. But one challenge we have for your tree that you planted, for your, you know when people hear about trees, so when you talk about trees, it includes fruit trees and seed-bearing trees. And so we want you to send this message where you go. If anybody is planning to plant tea, and I saw someone from the factory here, niliona mtu mwenye amesimamia chai. Mwambie wakulima watulie kidogo. Kama wanaenda kupanda chai, wangoje kidogo. Ili tunapoanza project, ile chai watapanda itakuwa included under the carbon credit program. Faida yake ni hii. Kila mwaka ukipata bonus, utakuwa pia unapata na pesa zingine juu, kwa sababu umepanda chai ambayo inaleta faida ya kutoa hewa mbaya kutoka mawinguni. Sio? So, I hope mnaelewa hiyo. You are understanding mugezi ya zote? Yes. Mbate bina mbaa wanuku ango bagaje kidogo everything yetato yoga usebele. The project yake wansa echa ye kujusime kungochi kobe kwele meterie kobara. Ekreya baliru wamanya kumanya meterie ngosimegete nende tu wamanya kuligire motori na kyokoro nembe konyu na kienga ndiye chafu. Tu wamanya kumanya tibasere ngikoswa na ina kukonya kwa nyola kabisa kano mtopo ya kona zike mwapo kwa leki. So that is point of information. Tunataka tuende national government. Nitaanzia na NEMA kuja useme jambo, then nitakwenda na Kenya Forest Service. This is hata zungumza ndio tuende lunch. Tukitoka lunch we do the interactive session, and let's make sure that we are interacting and trying to showcase that tumekuwa tukisikiza, so that the officials, directors wametoka huku na chief wajue kwamba kuja kupoteza wakati hapa, si ndio?
From NEMA, Department of Compliance, come here to represent Kisii, Country Director of NEMA, Kisii County. Going to conservation. Okay, when we are using the improved cook stocks, there's a lot that it helps. Okay, our slogan as NEMA is mazingira yetu, uhai wetu, wajibu wetu. So once we have a clean environment, we have a good life, we have everything will be clean. We love clean water, clean life, clean energy, and even the food that we are eating. When we are using the improved stove, it helps us a lot. Even the health-wise, human health-wise, the threat will be reduced. So as NEMA, we are very grateful. And as a woman who is representing NEMA, I'm very grateful to the founder of this group because she's a lady. It's very grateful. We are very happy for her. And women are no longer vulnerable. We are women to the world. We lead. If I look here, a lot of people are men, but the founder is a lady. It will mean that men can come to organizational project that has been started with ladies. So ladies, cheers.
Yeah.
Yes. So to us, we just support the project because itself has a lot on conservation. And we will also consider the deforestation. At least when you cut some trees down, when using the charcoal for the stove, you ensure that if you cut two, you ensure that you plant 10. All right? That's all about it. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi.
So, MS, Senior Forest Service, Manu.
I'm the forester. I'm representing the County Forest Conservator, Kisii County. I'm a liaison officer with Kenya Forest Service. First, I want to thank the Mangondi Foundation for coming up with a good idea of the inclusive Chico or cook stove. I think the whole idea with the project actually is to reduce the carbon dioxide. And in essence, they have played their part by introducing the Chico that will reduce the consumption of wood. Now, my question is, how about us now? The project has given us a start of reducing the consumption of fuel. We as farmers, I think I will encourage. Also, we put something apart from the cooking stuff that we have to be assisted. Now, what will happen with us? How can we chip in so that we reduce the carbon dioxide further? I think I will encourage each and every one of us, because we are farmers. We are supposed also, before even the project, because I'm saying we'll be planting maybe 2 million trees in the other phase. Let us now start by planting more trees.
Discussing these details in the next meeting that will be dealing with a lot of stakeholders engagement, which will be, we will need a bigger space that will host more than 200 people. So for now, we are focusing on cook stove. I stop here. I call the DCC to come and summarize the main discussions before we go for lunch, and then come back for the final touches on interactive session.
Thank you, Jacob. Are you tired? Yes. Very tired. Yes. But you can spare me some few minutes so that I do my very few remarks, because I know the absorption rate has gone low, and also the sugar rates have also gone low. So, kwa majina naitwa Emmanuel Ngala Chiro, the DCC for Bucha Sub-County, Bonachoge Church Constituency. I have my colleague, Madam Lydia. I also have several heads of department with me here, plus the chiefs who have also attended, some have gone, plus the county government led by the chief officer, the acting chief officer. Na katika hili janga ambalo tuko nalo na mambo la vile tumeambiwa climate change na mambo jua, vile mzee amesema jua limeletwa karibu. You see, there are so many funny issues. Hata ukienda huko kwetu Pwani, unaweza kukosa kuwa na nguo, unaweza kuwa na vest peke yake, because tunaona mabadiliko. Ama ukute Pwani kunanyesha mvua, ushangae watu badala ya kuota jua wanaota mvua. So that's why you have the administrators, you have all those people needed, the county. We have the villagers, for which at the end of the day we'll be able to bring them on board so that they get the concept. Because hili ni jambo kidogo, lakini if we embrace, tukishikilia na tufuatilie, I think we'll be able to change a lot. Because I'm thinking of a mama, even your daughter, going to fetch some firewood, aweze kutumia hiyo jiko, kutumia hizo kuni kupika chakula.
unaangalia pia ile muda ambao wametumia pia kuchukua ile file kuleta katika jiko, a lot of time. Baada huyu mtoto aendelee na masomo, tunamtumia pia kutafuta kuni. So, lakini sasa tukija na hili jiko tutaweza pia kupunguza na ule wakati wa that time that child uses to collect firewood. Can you remember there was those time Assistant Chief used to have a tree nursery at his office? You remember what happened to the 4K clubs where children were told to grow trees? What happened? So this is an issue of transforming the community to see what can we be able to do. I really challenge my brother here, I think you are God sent, as the certain elders say. You are God sent because this could be a pilot program for the whole country. Because I am not seeing it anywhere in this. Maybe people have started, but probably because of some issues, they have not been able to be able to address it. So in our talk with Jacob, I told him maybe we'll have time to go and talk to the governor of Kisii, so that we can also have that project in Kisii. Those areas of Ganze, I hope people know of Ganze. It's a very dry area where people burn charcoal and they don't plant trees. We can have such projects so that we have a lot to do. So I wish people can join us and have that vision led by our brother here and the stakeholders. Nimalizie hapo, asante sana. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi wote. This is our debut county commissioner. It's an honor for him to have all this time here. He has many security issues that he's supposed to address, but he's very patient because he knows this is a very important project. The reason why we work with him and ensure that it's the same project is the good thing about this place, we cannot plant mangrove here. Mangrove will do very well in Kisii, and that is the tree that has the highest sequestration rate selling in the grain market. And so, lady, he has something potential that we work on. You know, I have a mother. She told me she's watching this television. So, aliniambia nimsalimie. Siko mbona kitu. Mama naona. So, before we close, there's a group of people that are forgotten. The religious leaders, Bishop, please come and identify the religious leaders. They can share what, and then you pray for the lunch, then we can pray for lunch.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Yes, I'm Eric Yambogo. I'm a pastor, and I'm so proud to be involved in this. I'm happy to be fighter in this. I see we Kisii is moving ahead very high, many miles. My brother Angondi, this is a good move. Tutakusaidia and it will move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Nawasalimu mjambo. Nimefurahia na hii project na ninaona itaenda kusaidia kwa hii kaunti yetu. Asante. Ndiye mwezi. Ndiye tambe karango kwa. Itanga ndiye mwana sengi chuo. Hii project ende tuenzi abo tuwachele tukuya lero tuwaigure na tuwetoje kuwatele kwa wako eli desuke aitu tuenzi toleke tege mchebe tukiokana na kobeka isama yoko sama msabe kabisa na mabasa wangu wangu atisuko sama eli inde ke doktor wocha akakiage endelea mchama leta na basa jasho igana hiyo ni mawote.
I am pleased to inform you, Onyango, you are living church of God. First of all, I would like to thank God for enabling Mangoni Nyagwat Foundation to bring the project here, a great project which will change many lives of our people. I thank God for that and ask for sustainability to go on until we achieve our latest goal. Thanks. Praise God. Kwa majina ni Patricia Michoki, nyumbani hapa Tumoja. Nashukuru kwa ajili ya CEO ya project ambapo ni chako. Tunaona baraka ya Mungu itaenda kuonekana juu yako ili tukaweze kufaidika na kijiji mzima, kwa kijiji mzima, hata kaunti yetu mzima tukaweze kuendelea kwa ajili ya project. Kwa hivyo tutajiri kuomba ili Mungu akatusaidie kwa ajili ya kuendelea na project hii. Haiwezi kuanguka tukiwa pamoja kama watumishi wa Mungu, viongozi mbalimbali wa serikali. Tukisikana mikono tutaenda mbele. May the Lord bless you and bless you. Amen.
As we are on to our prayer, I want to hit on one thing. What we are doing here today is even in the Bible. When you read in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14, the world, the people living in the world, have moved away from God's doing. So they are doing their own thing. That's what the Bible says. If my people will turn to me and pray and humble themselves, I will heal their land. When the climate is bad, our land is sick. That's why if you look at the small rivers we used to have around, they have died. I know them. Goes to the hata miti, tumepanda mahindi, tumepanda kila kitu mpaka mahali ambao tunaweka ribari advance.
Environmental, social, and economic. I'll start with environmental. Number one, there will be a reduction of the reduction of greenhouse gases and CO2, carbon dioxide. There is methane, there is carbon monoxide, and water vapor. So that the greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases are the ones which bring health-related problems. So by using the improved cook stove, we reduce emission of these gases because there is a complete combustion of firewood. Number two, reduction of deforestation. What is deforestation? It is the act of cutting down trees minus replacing. So, we're cutting trees to make firewood, which we use for cooking. When we use the improved GCO, it will reduce consumption of firewood. When it reduces consumption of firewood, then it means our trees will be spared. Our trees will be spared, we'll be using less firewood. The normal cooking, for instance, somebody uses 1 tree to cook for the whole, let's say, month. When we use the cook stove, you may use now your tree, the bigger tree, for like 4 to 5 months. So it will reduce the cutting down of trees. Number 3, improve air quality. The modern improved cook stove ensures there is complete combustion of firewood, hence there will be no emission of carbon dioxide. That means the environment, the purity of air out here will improve. There will be no CO2, there will be no lot of CO2. So this cook stove will enhance air purity, that it will make us access good amount of oxygen. The oxygen that will be breathing, it will not be mixed with carbon dioxide. We know carbon dioxide has a lot of effects like the breathing diseases like bronchitis. bronchitis is a lung disease, which when we have excess intake of CO2, the lungs acclimatize, the lungs come together, so it makes us not to breathe well. The last one, increased CO2 storage capacity of forests. The capacity of CO2 will increase because this project will also ensure there is more afforestation. Afforestation is planting of trees. There will be planting of trees. This planting of trees will increase the CO2 storage capacity of our forests. And then with environmental benefit.
I think you are reading there. So ile nitafanya nitatoa hiyo bwana. Nimemwangalia.
Social means the relationship between us and our families and the people we live. Number one, the cook stove, it will reduce the time we use in cooking. Maybe during the normal cooking, our sisters and our mamas, they use like 1 hour or so because there's incomplete combustion of fuel or charcoal. The modern improved stoves will make the cooking to happen by less time. So we'll reduce the time used for cooking. There'll be women empowerment. Women empowerment means, like now we have women groups. We have ladies here. We assembled here to speak about the effects of carbon dioxide. Now out of here, we've learned the effects, and some of the ladies or women here will get job opportunities. First, there will be creation of job opportunities. So a lot of women here will be empowered. Some of them will be managers, will be board administrators. Others will be identified to distribute the modern cook stores. Another point that we got, that was raised by Madam, this cook store, it will make the family cohesion improve. In the current situation, a lot of men don't stay in the kitchen. There's a lot of smoke. They run to houses. The good cook stove will make family cook together outside. Or even when children are in school, the man and the wife, they'll be sitting somewhere outside, cooking together, and that one will increase their cohesion, and they will now increase their unity. The love of the family will have increased because the stove does not emit excess carbon dioxide. Another level is economic benefits. There will be creation of job opportunities as I said. Currently, we have a youth who have been used to identify the households. They are getting their stipend, so that's one way of creating an opportunity. Even you who are here, we are hoping to move after this, so that when job opportunities come up, some of you can apply. Everybody, women, men, and youth, to facilitate and implement the project. Another point, there will be reduction of time wasted to cook formally. Now, using the group cook stove, the time you use, it will be like 15 minutes from the 1 hour you are using. Now somebody will cook 15 minutes, they will have gone somewhere to do something meaningful to improve the economic status of our country. And another point, there will be more time to that we increase the time to create awareness of the adverse effects of CO2. You know, when we don't create awareness, when we like to create awareness, it becomes expensive to counter this, because some of the diseases that come out of this emission of these gases take a lot of money to prevent or to cure. Now the cook stop, it will reduce the time of cooking and increase the awareness time. Because out of this place, we'll be interacting with the rest of the family, friends, and telling them the importance of the improved food store.
We've been here. What are the comments from the team members? Positive and negative? Positive. Yes. Comments? You have a comment, yes.
Under education, the usage of these stores improves quality of education to a girl child. Instead of going to the forest to collect firewood, he or she gets time to study and to reduce cases of violence. Are we done? Yes.
A comment? Joel, your comment?
I wanted to ask a question. To ask not you, to ask everybody questions.
No, no question. The question you are asking is this guy, and about your presentation. So you mentioned that
the thing that needs to happen, and I want the other teams not to repeat, when you come here, introduce yourself. Very simple things. Introduce, then introduce the group you are presenting. And when you are doing your presentation, please ensure that you also recognize the other members. It is not your presentation. It's not your presentation. It will look even better when you are mentioning who said what. So I'm giving a leakage, only saying one. It's only one person who contributed. So I was very clear. It's not that you're not that well. I'm only sharpening you so that next time you don't forget. And also, even then, if you were the chairman, you also didn't even tell us who you are. The time you were given the microphone, you could have taken the chance to tell us that I am then, I was the chair of the group, and if you wanted to add other comments then, add comments. The reason we came here is to learn, senior. Yes, he has done very well. He has actually, like he was reading, that's why I took away the banner. So that's why he understands the project. So we go to group number 2. Your presenter. And there is no mistake if you decide to do all of you the presentation. All 4 of you, all 4 of you. There's no problem on that. Maybe you just use one.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Christine Opanga, the group chair, that is group 2. We are the civil energy savers. I was not alone. The group was chaired by Bishop Oigo, among other members. Who are the members of group 2? Can you raise your hands? Yes, those are the members that were in group 2. Now in group 2, we were looking on the negative impacts of the project that is now the Eco stores. Not everything that each and everything that we have, it has positive and negative impacts. As much as we have the positive ones, we have the negative ones. Now the negative impacts that we discussed and that we agreed on are, we have the creation of metals, the cover, the outer cover of the store. Once it is worn out, it rusts. Like when it rusts, it causes corrosion, isn't it? Yes. When it causes corrosion, it can lead to cancer, among other side effects. As much as it uses, the stove uses less energy, isn't it? We still need firewood. So there's that difficult of accessing firewood. Also there's that deforestation. It continues, but it is minimal because already we are using firewood. Those are the environmental side effects. And then we looked on the social part of it, whereby we found that as much as it reduces the respiratory diseases, it is minimal. Kuna watu wenye ataza kutumia the Google stove na akwe mgonjwa. Si kuna watu wenye wanakaanga na allergic. Also, this empowerment of women. Still, these women will go back to the field to look for firewood. Kitu ingine yenye tulipata economically, socially, mwanamke pia akipika kama atapata kuni yenye imefanya nini, imekauka, utaza ni less firewood kama haichakauka vizuri. Unatumia hii stove, but ugali kama itaiva socially, ukichukua ugali kwa mesa utatwangwa nayo. It leads to violence, sindio? Wife pattern, GPV, gender-based violence. When we look on the economic side effects, they start purchase of firewood. If you don't have, but you are affected. Economically, umekuwa affected. Si kuna hiyo poverty bado. Na sio wote wenye tutaanza kulipa hiyo 150 ndio tupewe hiyo Google stove, si ndio? Si kuna mwenye hawezi kupata hiyo kununua 150 hiyo na 150. So to certain levels it is expensive to some of us, si ndio? Sasa wacha tuangalie on the mitigation measures. One, the outer cover. Si tumesema itaweza kurust, si ndio? Tutaweza kufanya nini? What can we do? Recycling, si ndio? Ninaona kazi hii metals is scraps, si ndio? Hivyo. Kitu ingine yenye tutaweza kufanya kumitigate, less firewood used. Tutaweza kutumia kwa kadogo, tuna maisha inafanya nini? Inaendelea. Kitu ingine on afforestation, on deforestation, we can do afforestation. We heard from our brother, anasema there is a cycle yenye wanakuja nayo, planting of trees in secondary, primary and tertiary colleges, and the tertiary institutions, sindio? Tukikata tunapanda, tunakata tunapanda. Maisha inafanya nini? Inaendelea. On the social server, health, respiratory diseases zinafanya nini? Zinaenda chini. Time well managed. Nikiingia kama niko na kuni yenye imekauka, in 5 minutes nimepika. Nikipika watoto wameenda shule, nimeenda kuchukua nyanya nyangu, mama mwenye amejipanga. Wow. Vulnerability reduced. Unapatanga wasichana wetu, especially weekends. Na hiyo ni huwa mimi ninakataanga. Nikipata kama ni mchana penye ninapatanga eti ameenda kuchukua firewood, huyu ni mimi ninafanyanga hivyo. Ninamwambia rudi, umwambie mama aende kutafuta firewood. Akikuchapa kuja kuniambia. Ni nini yenye ninafanyanga hivyo? We make our girls vulnerable. Wakienda huko kuna watu wengine watawafuata. Wazee mpo? Wazee mpo? Yani the world has changed. Imefika mpaka eti Musa kaanza kuangalia kama mchana kati vizuri ana hapo unashangaa. Where are we going? Ni hapo pasta ndio tumefika. Hapo.
Ukisikia huko 90 years.
Ukimkilinishile department, baba anashika mtoto wake wa 5 years. Unashindwa na jina hili nini yenye namfurahisha? Afadhali mimi Kristo mnaweza kuniangalia useme nimefaa. That is a discussion for another day. Vulnerability of our girls reduced. Wasichana wetu waende kufanya nini? Kutafuta kuni, si ndio? They are safe. Siniachi hapo? Economic, si ndio? Fresh firewood used, si ndio? Ina safe. Mama mwenye amejipanga, kama ulikuwa unaenda kununua firewood ya 100, nunua ya 20, save 20, save 70, si ndio? Nenda unaleta nyanya na kitunguu. Ukiuza, you have made 50 bob profit, si ndio? Unaweka tena unaenda kesho nyingine. Are we together? Yes. Also, wamama na wazee mwenye mko hapa, learn to have a culture of saving. Whatever you do, save. Hata ikiwa ni 5 bob, have a culture of saving. Asante.
Now, one of the social aspects which this GCOS will bring is actually what we call cultural conflict or cultural interference. You remember one presenter said it brings coercion, whereby it is encouraging more boys and men to go to the kitchen. But in the African setup, I think I have seen some older days here. Men and the boys who have gone through initiation are not supposed to be seen. Near the kitchen. Yes. So I'm saying that as much as it is actually reducing the cost and also very friendly to the atmosphere, in our setup, the Kisii cultural setup, it is interfering with our cultural beliefs and setup by encouraging more boys to go to the kitchen. And for that case, displacing the giant boy, the boy child. So that is all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
What we call gender equality.
Yeah.
When we talk of gender equality, we are equal. We can share roles. Both men and women, both girls and boys.
Both of you are right. Both of you are right in this. What he said is true, because we are going towards this, and this is a Kisii culture. So for us to ensure that the project is successful, we put in what we call mitigation measures. That we ensure that men have been trained to understand why women are involved in this, so that there will be no violence. That's why it's really that point. So it's a point you need to take. Otherwise, both of you are right. Okay.
Good evening. So I'm representing Group 3, and this is a contribution from all the members. So the points I'm going to bring about is a contribution from all of us. So we were talking about the Sustainable Development Goals and how they can be related to this project that's called Kesydo Carbon Project. The Sustainable Development Goals are also in line with the Vision 2030. And these Sustainable Development Goals, they are meant to end poverty, they are meant to end hunger, they are meant to bring about quality education and health, and many others up to, we have 17 sustainable development goals. But as a group, we managed to discuss 9 of them, so I'll only go through the 9 of them. The first one that we went through was the end of poverty. How can this project assist in ending poverty? We found that for this project to assist in ending poverty, it's because it's going to bring about the reduction in use of firewood. When the households consume less firewood, it means that they don't spend a lot. And when they don't spend a lot, it means that they have the capacity to save and to concentrate on other expenses. In the long run, what this will do is to bring about either a reduced poverty, or it will, in the long run, again end poverty. So again, there's another point we came up with, and that is the reduced smoke, or the emission from smoke. And what happens when the households spend less in matters dealing with health? It means they have more money in their disposal. If they have a lot of money in their disposal, it means that in the end, or in the long run, there will be reduced poverty, and we hope end of poverty. Let's go to another sustainable development goal, which is the end of hunger. It's another aim of the UN or even the government, that there will be no hunger, or there will be an end to hunger. So how will this project bring about end of hunger or reduction in hunger? So when we were discussing, we found that when the family uses less firewood, it means it consumes less energy. When the expense in the family is reduced in the matters of energy, it means there's a lot available to cook for the family, isn't it? It means there will be more meals being prepared in the family, more than when the family was using a lot of firewood. So we trust that this project will also bring about the increased cooking. If a family was cooking twice a day, we hope that now, because there is more fire at their disposal, they will even cook 3 meals a day. And then another point that we talked about is regarding the sustainable development goal, good health and well-being. So it's the project will only bring about good health, because all these points, they are interrelated, they are similar. It's because, again, there's less emission from the firewood. Less emission from the firewood means that illnesses from these emissions will go down. You say that illnesses such as respiratory illnesses. And when the illnesses go down, it means that the general population will also enjoy good health. So we also talked about the quality education. How will this project bring about good quality education? And the point that we talked about is that it will bring about good education, since the time spent, most of the households, they use school-going children to go and collect firewood. Isn't it true? The mothers, they usually tell their children, please go and collect firewood for cooking. So they spend a lot of time going to look for firewood. But as we found out while we were learning, is that this project will bring about reduced use of firewood. And what will this do? It means that the firewood maybe they collected today is going to take them through a longer period of time. If this firewood they used to use it in 1 day, there's a possibility that the firewood now will be consumed over a longer period of time. I believe this is what the project is about. So the longer the firewood will take, it means these school-going children will have a chance to, first of all, rest, isn't it? If they were given homeworks, they are able to do. They are able to go to school without having to worry again today if we are going to look for firewood. Another sustainable development goal that we talked about was about gender equality. So how can this project bring about gender equality? We thought that it will bring about gender equality through the empowerment of women. I believe this project is going to empower women, isn't it? Once they empower women, it means that they are able to do much in the society. So because they are able to do much, in the long run also this will bring about gender equality. They are able to function, to study, able to do other things to empower themselves. So I don't need to go through that much because I know the first group also talked about the same things we are talking about. Let me go to another point, which is clean water and sanitation. So again, how can this project bring about clean water and sanitation? So we talked about it and we brought up this point that because there is less usage of firewood, it means that it will bring about reduced deforestation. People will use less, they will cut down less trees. Cutting less trees means that there are a lot of trees from south, and these trees also assist us in purifying the air. That is, they can absorb the free carbon dioxide that was about to. If we have maybe a level of adequate carbon dioxide that is safe, they are able to absorb the carbon dioxide. So another point also that came across is that many households will be capacitated to boil water. You see, there is a household was fearing the point of boiling water because of fuel or firewood. Now they have firewood at their disposal, and they can be encouraged to be boiling water. They take clean drinking water. Another sustainable development goal that we talked about was the affordable. Yes.
Let's clap for that.
Meeting.
I was testing this group, and they have done very well. But what I wanted them to do is not to discuss the sustainable development goals. The leakage was there. They did not see it. They were only supposed to select the sustainable development goals that are relevant to this project. The discussion is good and they are doing very well, but all we wanted is to be relevant with the discussion of today. So that is the leakage. So I call upon the last group to come and discuss what she did not discuss. If she discussed any sustainable development goal, please don't discuss it. So I also want to see whether you are awake. So please come on, but do not repeat what has already been discussed by her.
Good afternoon, members. I'm Claude Mosom. So I'm going to present what we discussed in our group. First, I want to recognize my group. My group, group 4, understand? They have selected you. Actually, before we are going, it is a repetition as our sales are spoken here. We will want to repeat, or we are going to discuss what these other groups have spoken here in front of us. So we are going to talk about the project contribution to achievement of United Nations, the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. So I'm going to present what we discussed in our group, starting with the first achievement. We are going to discuss about no poverty. So through this
That has already been discussed. Let's move to the next one.
Yeah, the second one has also been touched, potential bits, clarity and well-being.
Let's move to the next one.
Gender equality has been discussed by Madam.
Okay.
Clean water and affordable energy, I think it has been discussed. Decent work and economic growth. That one.
That has not been discussed. Tell us what you...
Decent work and economic growth. Through we are told earlier that by the end of this seminar or this project, there will be more employees. So through that, the trainees or the two training people will be able to earn income and expand other business. So we are going to have people who are going to be involved in this project, and through that we will have expanding other businesses. That's what I put on under that subtopic. The other subtopic is reduction or elimination of our emission or adaptation to climate change. You may kwetu. So when we compare the modern cookie stove to the current one, the modern one, the traditional one, we get that a lot of smoke is being produced under the traditional one. So when we adopt to this modern one, there is reduced emission to the atmosphere, ending up having clean water to our homes. Through that, the traditional one, the traditional cook stove, we see you are using a lot of trees or firewood in order to generate energy. So when we compare with the modern one, there is more tree cover which will act as carbon stores. Now trees are deforested will not be colored as the current one. And that is the end of my achievements under the report.
Okay.
Would have done well, and all of us have done very well. Kilicho na mwanzo kwa sasa, before tuende, I want to use this opportunity to thank Linda, the demonstrator bookstop that is going to for this project. Once that is done, then I will hand over to the religious leaders to pray for us. We go for tea. Then make sure you pick your transport once you sign the form. So you'll be given your transport na niwaambia shilingi 500. So hakuna mkubwa na mdogo. Si ni sawa? Kwa hivyo tusianze discipline ni 500 kila mtu anapa. Na sisi wote ni watoto wa Mungu. Sasa stop here. Maybe place it somewhere and explain to them how it's going to work. That's all you need in 5 minutes.
Hii ndio kwa kisasa. Inatumika hapa ndio tunaingizia.
Weka microphone karibu na.
Hapa ndio tunaingizia kuni and sufuria ina stapa juu. Hizi ndio tunatumia kama handles za sufuria the base. Na inafaa iwekwe kuni kuni usijaze kuni mpaka iwe inatokea kidogo tu ukishawasha kuni yenyewe ni hapa chini, should rest hapa chini ndio iwe chini. Tumeka simiti, so hii simiti inafanya inachomeka polepole na pia ina conserve moto. So the basis of the technology behind it is kutumia kuni kidogo na moto yenyewe iweze kuwaka for long duration.
This is the liner, the pot is laid, and we have the fuel consumer here. So So kutumia hii jiko huwa tunatumia kuni 2 ama kuni 3. Natakikana uchukue vitu zako zote ambayo unataka kutumia kupika. Una prepare before you elect the stove. Yaani unapanga vitu zako zote, kama ni mboga, kama ni unga, kila kitu unaweka karibu, unapanga kwanza, ndio unakiza jiko yako. Sasa itafanya kutumia dakika chache na upike vitu vingi, sio uwakishe jiko ndio unaenda kutafuta mboga kwa sokoni. Unasikiliza? Unaweka vitu zako zote karibu na wewe, ndio una sasa ndio utafanya chakula zako upike kwa haraka na kutumia kidogo. Unaelewa? 15 kg kimoja na 15 kg.
Badala kunaongea kitu simkufanya karibu mmoja maswali.
Thank you. Hii jiko inatumia makaa ama kuni peke yake? Na ikitumia makaa unaweka kiasi gani hapo?
Haiwezi tumika makaa.
Kuni kiasi gani? Spray.
Nimesema unatumia kuni 3 peke yake. Kuni 3. Zile zile kubwa. Unaona hiyo ndio ile zinatokana hapa. Lakini hizo kuni lazima zikuwe zimekauka. Kama ni mbichi haitafanya vizuri. Itatoa mziki kwa sababu ile imeoza. Sasa inatakikana kuni yake kwa ile kuna ambayo imekauka. Ile itafanya vizuri sana. Na zinakuwa kuni 3. Na hii jiko ni ya kuni, sio ya makaa. Hii ni ya kuni peke yake. Ani break zote.
Inachukua muda gani kupoa? Kama uko na haraka unachukua muda gani kupoa? Kama unamwagia tomato yako
unaona? Hii jiko kama ukitoa moto ama ukitoa kuni, usimwage maji. Ukimwaga maji baridi itapasuka. Lakini kama unapika na ile maji moto huwa inamwagika hapo juu, kwa sababu jiko ni moto na maji ni moto, haitapasuka. Lakini ukichukua ile maji ile sio moto baridi umwage kwa hii, definitely itapasuka. Swali lingine?
Kwa sababu time imeisha, nataka tumalizie hapa. Kuna forms kwa hizo envelope mlipewa, inaitwa feedback form. Ukienda kusign transport yako, peana hiyo feedback form before uende kweli. Unajua? Wacha niwaelezee. Naomba tuende pamoja.
I'm just taking 3 minutes to wind up so that we call it a day. First of all, I want to appreciate all of you for having created this time to come here. It is not very easy as such because you left your very busy schedule to come here. And I can see you are cutting across from all the ages, from all the gender, from all the diversity. The rich, the poor, the tall, the young, the short, the fat are all here. The women, the girls, the old mamas are all here. So I'm really impressed with this kind of section because this information that we have gotten today is either affecting you indirectly or directly, positively or negatively. So if we really put this information correctly and pass it over, it is going to be of use. Secondly, I want to say that this is really the beginning. I really want to thank the CEO here for having brought this seminar here. Some of you have heard about it before, some of you have heard about it today, and I'm sure when we go out, I'm requesting for one thing. There is what we call the multiplier effect. Tell a friend to tell a friend so that the whole house is aware of what is happening. Now, what we are doing about this GICO is multi-dimensional. It is going to assist you at a personal level. We want it to assist the village where you come from. We want you to be assisted from the locational level, sub-locational level, ward level, then finally the county level. But remember, environmental issues are interdependent. If your neighbor produces a lot of smoke and you don't participate in telling your neighbor that the smoke is harmful, it is going to affect the atmosphere, which is universal. Nature does not forgive anybody. That is why when COVID came, kila mtu alikuwa anashughulika kivyake, but the whole of it, we had to cooperate, all of us. Remember the COVID? Unaambiwa wear mask so that whether you are having the COVID or you don't meet the COVID, the two of you are dependent on one another. This is the same thing with the environment. So this information you are getting, don't just keep it for yourself. Let the whole community, so that once the whole of Kisii County is aware of what is happening with the atmosphere, with the greenhouse emissions, with the climate change, it is going to affect your pocket. And also when you reduce what comes out of your pocket, it is going to be friendly to the atmosphere, and the whole thing is cyclic. It is a circle. That is the main information I wanted you to get from today's conversation. Lastly, I want to echo and bring to your attention that the Kisii County government is committed in all aspects. So anytime you want assistance, anytime you cannot get the governor, anytime you cannot get the minister, anytime you cannot get the director, the very important people you need to meet. I like what you are saying, that in this house now, because we are talking about climate change, all of us are equal. I'm not the chief officer, because when heat is hitting 30 degrees Celsius outside here, it is not going to say I'm the chief officer, so mine should be 13. No. So finally, as I close this session, I want to tell you that the Kisii County government is committed in terms of the implementation of all of these programs, because the CEO of ECHO will tell you that we started in 2019, and actually they have been doing the follow-up up to now. And we're going to do more, and through this people have put here, you're going to be told what the county government is going to do in terms of their contribution, because what you saw today is the contribution of the project. The county government has its own contribution, and that is why I wanted these people to tell you their contribution. But with the contact, you are going to get more than you are doing about it.
Baba Mtakatifu, tunakushukuru kwa sababu ya siku ya leo. Tuliona ni vyema tukaweze kukutana mahali hapa Jehova kwa ajili ya kuzungumza jinsi ya climate change. Tunajua Bwana tumejifunza mengi, lakini tunaomba Jehova Ishadai ukaweze kutusaidia na utusikie damu yako Yesu Kristo. Tutakapoenda kunena watoto wako Jehova, tunajua kuna wengine ambao wako na maswali mengi, lakini tunaomba matangulia mbele yetu kutoka nyuma yako Bwana. Asante kwa sababu ya wenzetu ambao umeukuta kwa ajili ya Kristo. Nayo ambayo tumeona Jehova ni ya maana katika maisha yetu. Asante Mungu wetu kwa sababu ya Mheshimiwa Nyarwati ambaye ameona ni vyema akaweze kutuelimisha ili naweza sisi tukaweze kujisaidia katika jamii zetu. Asante kwa sababu ya darasa ya siku leo. Asante kwa sababu ya kila stakeholders ambao wameingia baraka Jehova. Tunaomba Bwana waweze kutulinda tutakapoachana, tuachane kimwili kifikirao, tusije kukaa pamoja.
Baba yetu anapoelekea kuingine kufanya hii kazi, Jehova, ninaomba ukatangulia mbele yako, akitoka nyuma yako, Jehova. Asante Mungu wetu, tunapoachana tuachane kimwili tena, tutakapoonana siku nyingine tuseme ni asante. Zaidi ya yote tunapotembea kwa magari, wengine na miguu, tunaomba damu yako ikatoshe kwa jina la Yesu. Baba yangu, asante kwa sababu utaenda kutenda yote kupitia kwa jina lako Yesu Kristo aliye Bwana Mwokozi wetu. Amen.
Chicken to a chicken.